painful divorces, mental health struggles, and a missed opportunity to host one of the biggest morning shows on TV. Amy Robach and T.J. Holmes may have finally gone public with their relationship, but it has been riddled with tragedy from the start. When the news went public that GMA3, What You Need to Know co-hosts Amy Robach and T.J. Holmes were romantically involved in late 2022, the world went wild. At the time, Robach was still married to Andrew Shue, and Holmes was married to Marilee Fiebig, which made things even messier. However, both parties have maintained that they were separated from their respective spouses when they began pursuing each other.
We had both, at that point, were in divorce proceedings.
Within hours, photos and videos of Robach and Holmes began circulating and exposing their relationship, and they each deactivated their Instagram accounts. When they returned to work, their secret romance had blown up into a national scandal, and they were suspended as the network conducted an internal investigation. In January 2023, the network officially fired Robach and Holmes from ABC and GMA3. Since then, Robach and Holmes have continued their romantic relationship and have settled their divorces from their former partners. The couple also started their own podcast, Amy and T.J., in which they break down current events in pop culture. The first episode dropped exactly 1 year after they had been taken off the air. In the first episode of Amy and T.J., Robach opened up about how she feared that Holmes had taken his own life after they lost their jobs at ABC. She explained that she had to perform a welfare check on him after they were fired and recalled, "You sent me a text basically saying, 'You were the love of my life. I'm so sorry this has happened.' You kept saying you were sorry and you were using past tense." Fearing he might have harmed himself, Robach rushed to Holmes' apartment where she found him splayed out on his bed. Robach said on the podcast, "I ran to you and said, 'TJ,' and you didn't move. It was the most awful thing having to touch your body and see if you were warm. I was so afraid. You were just incoherent." Holmes attested that at the time, he was asleep after drinking heavily and consuming marijuana edibles. However, the journalist is no stranger to depression. He also revealed that he had been diagnosed with moderately severe depression in 2015, just 1 year after he began his career at the network. He credited Robach for helping save his life during that difficult period. When Robach and Holmes were booted from ABC, they didn't just lose their gig at GMA3, but also their shot at ever hosting the network's prestigious national morning show, Good Morning America. In September 2024, an insider told Page Six that Robach and Holmes were next in line to host Good Morning America, which meant they would follow in the footsteps of esteemed journalists Robin Roberts, George Stephanopoulos, and Michael Strahan. The source told the outlet they were the primary replacements for flagship morning show Good Morning America. That was their real value. Michael, George, and Robin take 70 to 80 days off a year. You don't get rid of people like that so quickly. This promotion seemingly would have meant a higher salary and perks for Robach and Holmes, as well as more fame. It's also a loss for ABC, as the insider claimed that the network is facing a serious talent crisis since Robach and Holmes' exit. In October 2013, Robach learned that she had stage 2 breast cancer. As a result, she underwent a double mastectomy, followed by 8 rounds of chemotherapy and breast reconstruction surgery. It was a dark period in Robach's life, and she thought she'd never feel that low again. But during the first episode of Amy and T.J., she revealed that the media frenzy surrounding her relationship with Holmes pulled her back into the darkness and made her want to die. She said on the podcast, "I used to always say that 2013 was the worst year of my life, the hardest year of my life. You're afraid that you're going to die, but you're fighting to live."
It was the most scared I've ever been in my life.
But when her relationship with Holmes went public, she didn't have the willpower to keep moving forward. Robach went on to add, "There were days where I wanted to die. I just didn't want to get up. I didn't want to see what new headline was going to be out there." During this year of hell, as she called it, Robach questioned whether she'd ever work again or be trusted. Fortunately, she was able to power through and return to work with Holmes by her side. In September 2024, the couple's podcast expanded to include a new daily news and lifestyle show, dubbed Morning Run. In times of trouble, you would hope that your friends would be there for you. However, when Robach and Holmes' romance was made public, they didn't have a strong support system. A source exclusively told Us Weekly in January 2023, Amy and TJ have lost a lot of friends who are coworkers over this. They can't talk to them or trust them. In a January 2024 episode of Amy and TJ, Holmes confirmed their inner circles grew smaller when the news of their affair broke. He said, "There were some friendships I lost in 2023 that will never come back." In the same episode, Robach discussed what their relationship cost her. She suggested that ex-husband Andrew Shue did not go easy on her during the proceedings, before saying, "I've learned that you don't really know someone until you divorce them. You can lose your job, you can lose your reputation, you can lose friends, and you can lose most of your worldly possessions and still be happy." While she didn't get into specifics over what she lost, she did note that choosing love is always worth it.